Opportunity for students to thrive, the opportunity for parents to decide what is best for their child. I attended parochial school from kindergarten to 4th grade. I attended public school from 5th grade until I graduated from Janesville Craig High School. My parents had the opportunity to choose the school that was best. I want every parent to have the opportunity to choose what's best for their child. Starting under Governor Tommy Thompson, continuing under Governor Scott Walker, Wisconsin families have taken advantage of school choice for 30 years. During this academic year, more than 43,000 students will participate in Wisconsin's Choice Program, over an 8% increase from the year before. In cities like Racine, the increase is closer to 10%. Why? Because parents want the opportunity to choose a school that's best for their child. At the start of the school year, I visited St. Catherine's High School in Racine, one of the schools in the Student Choice Program. I met a young man at St. Catherine's receiving a world-class education who will be graduating this year thanks to our school choice program. Over 90% of the students at St. Catherine's in Racine are beneficiaries of Wisconsin's school choice program. But this young man's story is not unique. Students attending choice schools all across our state go on to the military, the trades, into technical colleges and four-year universities. And as I look at the students sitting up here today, I know we need to continue to support choice programs. And there's good news. We have allies in Washington. President Trump, Vice President Pence, Secretary DeVos have been fighting for opportunity, fighting for school choice, fighting for students. Secretary DeVos and the Trump administration is committed to ensuring that every student has the opportunity to succeed. Secretary DeVos has been a vocal leader to bring choice to parents and opportunity to students. We're honored to have her here today. Please join me in giving a warm Wisconsin welcome to United States Department of Education Secretary Betsy DeVos.
Thank you, Congressman Stile. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I am so excited to be back in my friends in Wisconsin, the birthplace of education freedom. 30 years ago, right here, Governor Tommy Thompson worked across the aisle to establish the Milwaukee Parental Choice Program. Governor Thompson, thank you for being with us here today and celebrating this milestone. And representatives and senators, thank you so much for your continued leadership here in Wisconsin. As we've heard today, more than 40,000 students are participating in the Choice Program and another 40-some thousand in the Charter School Program, including many of the students here with us today. And thank you so much, students. It's so great to see you. Everyone 30 years ago put aside politics and did what was right for kids. We have every reason to come together again and do what's right for every student in every state. And students, you keep me motivated every single day. You're why I'm here. I'm so happy to celebrate National School Choice Week with you and with thousands more across America. Since we first celebrated this week in 2011, students have more opportunities today than ever before. and parents love seeing their children thrive in learning environments that are the right fit for them. So this week is an opportunity to celebrate the education freedom families have won in so many places across the country. It's also a time to think about and continue to fight for all the students and families who are still limited, who don't have the choices, the freedom that you do. Education shouldn't be determined by luck or by address or by family income. And education shouldn't be an old school, one-size-fits-all experience. Every student is unique, and everyone learns differently. Each one having the freedom to do so is why I took this job. And we have a bold plan, an American education freedom agenda. The freedom to learn, to grow, to advance. The freedom to find your fit. Students in charge of their pathway to a successful education, career, and life. Families in charge of how, when, and where their students will learn best. Teachers in charge of their classrooms and their careers. States and communities, not Washington, D.C., in charge of local decisions. Our Education Freedom Scholarships facilitates that. It's a bold, transformative approach to rethink everything about education in America. And as of this week, I'm thrilled to announce that we have more than 100 co-sponsors in the House of Representatives. We all want to end the emphasis on the adjective that comes before school, whether religious, private, charter, magnet, home, or traditional public, and instead focus on what truly matters, students and their learning. That's right. Ultimately, education freedom scholarships are about one thing: empowering students with the freedom to learn how and where it works for them. This year's National School Choice Week is an important rallying point. Our nation's children are watching and waiting for adults to take action. This is it. Not one student can wait another year, another election cycle, or another generation. Now, politics can and will change. But now, right now, we have a president and a vice president who are champions for students, for parents, for education freedom. Vice President Pence fights for our principles and for our country, and he stood shoulder to shoulder with us for more than 30 years. Thanks to his and President Trump's leadership, America is strong again, America is safe again, America is prosperous again, America is great again. The Vice President has fought for children his entire life. Thanks to his leadership in Indiana, the Hoosier State is an example others can look to for education freedom. I was honored to fight alongside then Congressman Pence when Indiana established its tax credit and voucher programs. Then Governor Pence strengthened and expanded those programs and helped ensure Indiana's public charter schools are among the strongest in the nation. Today, Indiana's education freedom programs empower nearly 50,000 students to find their fit. Under President Trump's leadership, Vice President Pence and I continue to fight for students of all ages. We partnered to end Common Core, to expand Family 529 plans, to open up multiple pathways to careers and fulfilling lives, and to propose transformational opportunities for students. This administration will always champion America's students. Every single one of them, every single one of them, every single one of them can count on President Trump and Vice President Pence to deliver for them for their communities and for our country. Please join me now in welcoming our friend, the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence.
Well, hello, Wisconsin. To Secretary DeVos, Governor Tommy Thompson, Congressman Stile, Speaker Voss, Majority Leader Fitzgerald, state legislators who are gathered here, to teachers, to parents, and students near and far, all these great kids that got off school today. You're welcome. It is great to be here in Madison to celebrate the 10th annual National School Choice Week. No better place. And how about another round of applause for our student performers with La Casa de Esperanza and Wisconsin Lutheran. Didn't they do a great job? And thank you to Michaela Harris of Messmer High School for stepping up and reciting the Pledge of Allegiance with such dignity and beauty. Great job, young lady. Proud of you. You know, as we gather here in Madison, there are tens of thousands of events all across America celebrating National School Choice Week. But I'm here in Wisconsin because this is where it all began. It's true. 30 years ago, Governor Tommy Thompson made history when he created the first school choice program in America. Governor Scott Walker built on that progress when he expanded the program statewide. And today, thanks to their leadership and the support of the people of Wisconsin, more than 40,000 students are able to attend the school of their choice. Governor Tommy Thompson, thank you again for your extraordinary vision and leadership. And as we mark this National School Choice Week, I'm also grateful to be here with someone who many of you already know has literally spent decades working to expand choices and opportunities for some of the most vulnerable families in this country. She's someone who believes that every child, regardless of their income or their zip code, should be able to choose a world-class education. Join me in thanking our great Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos. Thank you for loving our kids. Doing such a great job for America. And thank you all for coming out today. It's great to be here with so many advocates and friends and kids. But as I begin, allow me to bring greetings from another friend of mine, a man who loves the Badger State, who is a great champion of educational choice and opportunities for every American family. I bring greetings from the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. You know, it's an honor for me to be here today because I was for school choice before it was cool. I mean, literally, I watched this movement grow over the last 30 years. I've seen firsthand the thousands of promising young lives that it's touched back in my home state of Indiana and all across this country. And it's deeply meaningful for me to have played some small role in that story in my state, and now having an opportunity to support programs like this all across America. You know, I'm proud that over my term as governor of Indiana, we expanded our school choice program. We made it one of the largest in the nation. In fact, one of the very first conversations I had with our president when he was considering asking me to be his running mate was about Indiana's school choice program. And I'm here to tell you, President Donald Trump stands for school choice for every American and every American family. In fact, as a candidate, President Trump promised that the American people that he would be the nation's biggest advocate for school choice. And he's delivered on that promise. In just his first few months in office, this president authorized the Washington, D.C. Opportunity Scholarship Program, the only federally funded voucher program in America. And under the leadership of this president, enrollment in the D.C. voucher program is up by nearly 50%. We also passed tax reform for working families, businesses large and small, but it included changes in our tax laws so that now parents can use college savings accounts to send their kids to a quality school at every level of education. And as we speak, the President and I are now working with the Secretary of Education and many of the great champions here to create a new program to provide more than $5 billion in school choice programs across America. The time for education, freedom, scholarships is now. Now, you just heard, in this National School Choice Week, we just hit 100 co-sponsors in the United States House of Representatives, and that number is already growing. You know, I could tell you to call your member of Congress and ask them to support the education freedom programs, but you don't have to call any Republican members of Congress from Wisconsin, because every single Republican representing Wisconsin in Washington, D.C. supports school choice. And join me in thanking your delegation and Congressman Brian Stile. Thank you for being a champion for Wisconsin's families and educational opportunity. You know, education freedom scholarships, I believe, would have a transformational impact on working families all across this country. They'd build on the progress that you've made right here in Wisconsin. For the past 30 years, Wisconsin has shown again and again that when parents are given the opportunity to choose the best school for their children, whether that's public or private, parochial, Christian, or homeschool, outcomes improve, kids do better, and education improves for everyone. Wisconsin has an extraordinary record of success with school choice, and every family in Wisconsin should be proud. True. I mean, I'm told, on average, Wisconsin students on the parental choice program score higher on the ACT test than their peers. In Milwaukee, kids from underserved communities who go to choice or charter schools get better test scores and are more likely to graduate. According to one study, students in choice programs are also more likely to go to college here in Wisconsin. And what's even more remarkable is that when parents get a choice, kids get better grades, and not just the kids who go to choice schools, but every child, no matter where they go to school, does better when the parents get to choose. You know, but I hope for all of you and people all across this country, what's most meaningful as we mark National School Choice Week, it's meaningful to the President and to me, is that many of the people who benefit the most, many of the children who benefit the most, come from our underserved communities that face unique challenges. And thanks to what you've done here in Wisconsin, it's been particularly minority communities that have benefited again and again. Thousands of African American and Hispanic parents that wouldn't be able to do otherwise have been able to choose where their children go to school here in Wisconsin. And just look at the results. At choice and charter schools, Hispanic American students perform better in math and English. And in fact, 14 of the 20 highest performing schools for Hispanic students in Wisconsin are choice and charter schools. And that's why, as we stand here today, overwhelming majorities of African Americans and Hispanic Americans support school choice for our families, for our children, and for our future. It's true. I mean, the families that have benefited from this program in Wisconsin for 3 decades know firsthand that when parents can choose where their kids go to school, amazing things happen and amazing stories unfold. In fact, let me tell you the story about the difference that school choice can make. There was a young man I heard about on the way here on Air Force 2. He was struggling in his local public school, and I want to respect his privacy, so we'll just call him Hector today. By the time Hector was in 3rd grade, I'm told that he still couldn't read or write, and he had a hard time fitting in. But his parents heard about Wisconsin's choice program, and they decided to sign him up. They enrolled Hector at Lighthouse Christian School in Madison. Hector has now learned how to read and write. He's gotten good at math, and by the end of the 4th grade, he was testing right at the same level of all of his peers in 1 short year. Hector's story is like so many others, so would you please join me in showing our respect for all the teachers, the students, Hector's family, Hector and the principal at Lighthouse Christian School, Tia Sierra. Great job. Great job. You know, and the thing is, you hear these statistics, you hear the numbers, they're undeniable about what school choice has meant here in Wisconsin and across America. But I have to tell you, what I find more moving is one story at a time, one life at a time. I heard about a young Wisconsinite who I'm told is also here with us today. She's from Milwaukee, and she used to think that she'd never have a chance to go to college. In fact, when she enrolled at Wisconsin Lutheran, she had to take entry-level courses, I'm told, just to catch up with her peers. But thanks to the school choice program here in Wisconsin, she was able to catch up fast. And today, I'm proud to report she's taken advanced classes, and she's about to become the first in her mother's family ever to go to college. Would you join me in congratulating Trinity Moore? Let's not just hear it for Trinity, who's doing a great job, is going to do a great job in college, but how about her dad, Cal, and her mom, Chantel? Give them a big round of applause. That's what it's about. It's about family. And I just heard about a great Catholic school here in Milwaukee that just had their first graduating class last year. It's a brand new school made possible because of this great school choice program in Wisconsin. I'm told that more than 90% of the graduates are Hispanic Americans, and all 85 of last year's graduates are going to college, and they'll be the first in their family to ever go to college. So would you join me in congratulating the valedictorian of the Cristo Rey High School class of 2019, Giselle Vera. Where are you, Giselle? Come on. Congratulations. Great job. Great job. You want to say a word? Great job. Aren't they something? You know, Trinity and Giselle, all the graduates of Cristo Rey are really emblematic. They're emblematic of success stories made possible by the school choice program here in Wisconsin and the generosity of the people of this state. And frankly, it's success that we're seeing not only all across Wisconsin, but we're seeing it all across America. When you think about these great stories, it's no surprise that support for educational choice for families is growing all across America. Since 2011, the number of Wisconsin schools and students participating in the parental choice programs have doubled, I'm told. And last year alone, participation in Wisconsin's statewide program increased by 37%. Now, 1 in 8 Wisconsin students is educated with public funds at the school of their choice. And when you look at the growth and participation in school choice, it's clear. In Wisconsin and all across America, school choice is an idea whose time has come. True. More and more Americans agree that the decision about where our kids should go to school should not be up to bureaucrats or a student's zip code or their family's income. Parents should decide where their kids go to school. And let me also say, when you're talking about the well-being of our kids and their future, this shouldn't be a partisan issue. You know, but sadly, in these divided times, I know that parents, teachers, and advocates in this room have at times faced fierce resistance from special interests and the politicians they support. It hasn't been easy to start this program in Wisconsin 30 years ago, and it hasn't been easy to sustain it. In fact, I learned on the way here that there's a bill being introduced in the Wisconsin legislature that would actually phase out school choice in this state. Well, I know the governor couldn't be with us here today, so let's make sure he hears us. We're not going to let that happen. Wisconsin, for our kids, for our families, for our future, school choice is here to stay. And I'll make you a promise. As you labor to expand educational opportunities to every family, regardless of their income, regardless of their background, I promise you, everybody who's gathered here today, you will always have the support of President Donald Trump and this administration. We'll be with you every step of the way. You know, as the president said just a couple days ago in his annual school choice proclamation, we believe in school choice because, as the president said, in America, every child deserves a fair shot at the American dream. And that's really what this is all about. It's the same core belief in the American dream that drives each and every one that's participating in this program. And it's about opening up the American dream to every child, regardless of their background, regardless of their experience. So I want to say thank you to a few people. First off, I want to say thank you to all the parents who are here. Thank you for being there for your kids. Thank you for believing in your kids and in their future. And let me also say, I've been married to a school teacher for 35 years. So let's give some thanks to the teachers who are gathered here today for pouring yourselves into these kids' lives. You're making a difference every day. Thank you, teachers, for the late nights, the early mornings, the lesson plans, the homework grading. Thanks for every day, the sacrifices you make on behalf of these kids that are giving them a shot at a boundless American future. And finally, to all the kids who are here, we're proud of you. We believe in you. When Wisconsin said yes to school choice 30 years ago, they were saying yes to your future. We need you to do the same. To all the kids who are here today, remember that old proverb that to whom much is given, much will be required. So the opportunities that you have been given, you need to seize those. Keep striving. Keep learning. Keep believing in your dreams. To all the kids, I want to tell you, there is a truth about America that is, as soon as you learn it, will open up doors that you never thought could open before. And it's simply this. You need to know that in America, anybody can be anybody. Whether you're a small town guy from southern Indiana that grew up with a cornfield in his backyard, whether you grew up in a big city, whatever your circumstances, I want to promise you that if you work hard, you study hard, you listen to people that care about you, you stay away from things that can derail your dreams, young men and women, the sky's the limit. This is America. Go live your dreams. I always tell young people my motto is study hard, pray harder. Don't let anybody tell you anything's impossible, because with God, all things are possible. So it's National School Choice Week in America, and it's great to be in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's been leading the way for 30 years. Thanks to the pioneering work of this state, you've changed lives here and you've inspired change all across this country. You've opened doors of opportunities for children and families all across this state now for more than a generation, and all across this nation you've inspired change. And I'm absolutely convinced, being with all of you here today, that as this movement continues to grow in this great state and grow all across this nation, that here in America we'll continue to give parents the right to choose where their kids go to school, public, private, parochial, or homeschool. And all our families, all our schools will benefit for all of our children. And the best days for Wisconsin and America are yet to come. Thank you very much. God bless Wisconsin, and God bless America.